If you receive a surprise payment of about $6,000 showing up from the Social Security Administration in your bank account, it's legit. It is real. And we're hearing that this is exactly what is happening right now for millions of Americans all over the nation. Now, in addition to that, as you guys know, we're hearing that there is a Doge dividend stimulus refund check of about $5,000 that's going to be going out to millions of Americans as well. It is currently being drafted and pushed to be included in the reconciliation bill. And we're hearing, I got that exclusive with you, that this would go out to Social Security recipients as well. So let me go ahead and share with you the latest so that way you can see it for yourself and you can see the headlines coming out. Take a look at the latest articles coming out today. Millions of Social Security Administration beneficiaries, they are getting a surprise $6,000 payment. Now, do you qualify? Here's another one that came out in the last 24 hours. Mystery $6,000 deposits, they are showing up in SSA beneficiaries' bank accounts. Here is why. So I'm going to give you the latest on this so that way you know exactly what to expect if you see a surprise $6,000 show up. Congratulations. God bless you. You have received a bonus from the Social Security Administration. And this is coming as a result of what I've been sharing with you for the past couple of months. It is the Social Security Fairness Act. And this is a retroactive back payment for the past year of missed funds, and they're saying you should receive approximately a surprise of $6,000. This is going to be going out to millions of Americans, but that is not everybody on Social Security. Now, in regards to everybody on Social Security, take a look at this, you guys. Doge stimulus check update. Creator clarifies Social Security eligibility. You can see this came out today, and take a look at where they got this information from. This actually, they're saying, sourced Fishback told the Steve Ram on his podcast. They're actually citing our podcast. Congratulations, Ram fam. We are now on the news. They are citing us as a primary source with that exclusive interview that I had with Mr. Fishback. So we are now on Newsweek. We're on the Economic Times. There are several news reports coming out. As you can see, speaking on Steve Ram's podcast right here, Mr. Fishback explains Social Security is included in these $5,000 Doge dividend checks. So a lot of people were skeptical, saying, hey, are we going to be included in this? We're now hearing, yes, you will be included. This coming from Mr. Fishback, the CEO of Azoria, on the Steve Ram podcast. So very cool. Just wanted to share that with you guys, that we made it on the news media outlets. They're now posting on the podcast that we had that exclusive interview. And hey, and I see people saying congratulations, saying, yeah, good job. Yeah, very cool. Thank you guys. I feel like this is a victory for the channel, for all of us. Super cool to be, posted as a source for news media outlets. And like I said as well, this was an exclusive. I actually thought it was a scam originally when Doge reached out to me and said, hey, we saw you on TikTok and we want to actually do an exclusive interview with you to put out the latest on Doge dividend refund checks. And I said, hey, there's a lot of people on my channel that want to know about it, but also they want to know about, is Social Security included? What's the deal? And they said yes. And I was like, all right, let's do this interview and get people updated. So this is super cool. And I will put a link to this afterwards as well if you want to see it. Here it is. This came out 2 days ago. We did this live Wednesday. I'll put a link if you want to see the whole thing. And he says, Mr. Fishback, the CEO of Azoria, who created the Doge dividend refund checks proposal, he gave this to Elon Musk, who gave it to Donald Trump, who has given it to Congress. And that day, he was actually in D.C. in an office doing an interview with me, saying, right after I'm done with this interview with you, Steve, we're talking to members of Congress to get this in the reconciliation bill, to get it done, and let your people know Social Security, it is included in this bill. So some pretty incredible stuff. I felt blessed to be a part of it and to be able to share it with you guys. Thank you to Mr. Fishback and his team and Doge for reaching out to me. And I am regularly keeping a track on the Doge live tracker for you guys as well. They're saying as this number goes up, so does the payments to people who will receive these Doge dividend checks. So right now it has been updated to $115 billion. They're saying that equates to $714 per taxpayer. So as this number goes up and they get closer to their $2 trillion goal, they're saying that will equate to that $5,000 payout that includes people on Social Security. So let me go ahead and get you caught up on the latest, though, so that way you can see it for yourself. And if you guys appreciate the updates here on the channel, don't forget, take a quick second before we dive in, hit that like button for me, helps spread this out further so more people can get the latest updated information. As you guys know, I'm going to cite the sources. They're all hyperlinked down below so you can see them for yourself, put them on the screen, read right from them, so you can rest assured and know that it is the latest. Again, if you appreciate that, take a second, hit the like button. In addition to that, subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. Why not? I'll keep you up to speed on everything. If you haven't done so yet, join the newsletter, www.steveramnews.com. That's my name, Steve Ram News. We're going to keep you up to date on the Doge dividend checks, any exclusive information I get from Doge, and keep you up to date on Social Security. A lot happening with Social Security. And Brandy Carlson, thank you for hitting the join button, becoming a member of the Ram fam. I appreciate the support, the monthly contributions a ton. Not necessary, but greatly appreciated. As a result, not only will all of my sources be cited in the description, they will also pop up in your YouTube feed. Just an additional thank you that I say to all those that support the channel. Appreciate it a ton. But let's get you caught up on these surprise $6,000 bonus Social Security checks that are hitting right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. And as I mentioned, this is coming out as a result of the Social Security Fairness Act. Now, this was passed by the last Congress right before we had the transition from the Biden administration to the Trump administration. And we had heard that these were potentially going to be delayed for a year. And we heard that Congress right now, and Donald Trump, they said, listen, no, we cannot have beneficiaries waiting this long for those payments. We need it to go out now. And they're saying it is happening right now. So if you see this surprise $6,000 suddenly show up in your account, it is legit. It is real. And if you're glad to hear that, drop a 47 in the comments for the current Congress pushing to get this done right now and into people's bank accounts. And also, don't forget to hit that like button. So millions of SSA beneficiaries are going to be getting a surprise $6,000 payment. Do you qualify? Millions of people are noticing a surprise payment in the amount of $6,000 in that range is ending up in their bank accounts. Now, the money is from the Social Security Administration. According to NBC5 Responds, they have heard from retirees who are saying they are receiving extra cash, but they don't know why they're receiving it. Well, maybe they could just go ahead and watch the Steve Ram channel. They would have known. Carlos, thank you for the $10 super chat. You're doing a great job, brother. I appreciate the support. Thank you for that, Carlos. Reading on, it says the answer, the $6,000-ish payment. They are thanks to the Social Security Fairness Act, which went into effect earlier this year. The act eliminated 2 prior rules that reduced Social Security benefits for certain retirees who also receive pension income. The rules were the Windfall Elimination Provision, the WEP, and the Government Pension Offset, known as the GPO. And I've actually had a lot of people reach out to me and say, hey, I was a part of this. My spouse is a part of this. This is going to impact me. I want to know when I'm going to get these funds. Now, when this first happened at the beginning of the year, I let people know, we're not sure. We're hearing this process could be delayed for quite some time. Well, they're saying no, now, hitting bank accounts right now. They're saying March and April, you should expect to see this. I think it's about 3 million people roughly could expect to see $6,000 retroactive back payments hitting their accounts right now. It says these provisions, according to the SSA, reduced or eliminated the Social Security benefits over 3.2 million people who received a pension base on work that was not covered by the Social Security Administration, a non-covered pension, because they did not pay Social Security taxes. The average payment is going to be $6,710. So it's actually more than $6,000 that a lot of people on average are going to be seeing hitting their bank accounts right now. Now, here's how to know if you qualify and how soon you could see this money. So again, just to clarify, this is only about 3 million people out of the roughly 70-something million people that collect Social Security. So a lot of people are not included in this, just to clarify. But we're going to be covering here in a second the Doge dividend refund check, which will include everybody on Social Security. So we're going to talk about that here in just a second. So do you qualify for the SSA money? The Social Security Administration says only people who received a pension based on work not covered by Social Security may see benefit increases. Most state and local public employees, about 72%, work in Social Security covered employment where they pay Social Security taxes and are not affected by the WEP or the GPO. Those individuals will not receive a benefit increase due to this new law. Now, the law increases Social Security benefits for certain types of workers, including the following: teachers, firefighters, and police officers in many states, federal employees covered by the Civil Service Retirement System, people who work that had been covered by a foreign Social Security system. Now, when will you see this money hitting? You may have questions about whether you qualify for the money, and if so, when you will see it deposited into your bank account. Well, according to the SSA, it started paying retroactive benefits as of February 25th, 2025. And I've actually had some people reach out to me and say, yes, I've already received it, Steve. Thank you so much for letting me know it has hit my account. Some beneficiaries are seeing the payments show up right now. So again, just to clarify, this is not something in the future. This is not a proposed bill. This has already been passed. It's already done. And we're already seeing people have their accounts get hit with over $6,000 on average of a bump up of retroactive payments from Social Security. And if you see this, it's legit, it's real. Congratulations. Now, the SSA said a beneficiary is due retroactive benefits as a result of the act. They will receive a one-time retroactive payment deposited into their bank account from the SSA, that the account that they have on file, by the end of March. So it's happening right now. This retroactive payment will cover the increase in their benefit amount back to January of 2024. So they're going to be paying you out for the past year, the month when WEP and GPO no longer apply. It also says that anyone who is eligible for the benefit, they will get a letter in the mail explaining the payment, though NBC5 Response has heard from viewers who said they did not who received the deposits before any letter had shown up in their mailboxes. So if you get it, you might not even know about it. Just suddenly, boom, you got an extra $6,000. And if you like the sound of that, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Drop a 47 for the Trump administration. We're hearing coming in and saying, no, we cannot let them wait a year, which is what we had originally heard. They said, we have got to get this out to people right now. So drop a 47, hit that like button. And like I said, this is happening right now across the nation for millions of people. Mystery, here's another one, $6,000 deposits showing up in SSA beneficiary bank accounts. And we've already covered the details of it. But again, just very quickly, if a surprise payment in the amount of $6,000 in that range shows up in your bank account from the Social Security Administration, it is legit. Freedom, thank you for the $5 super chat. I have got no $5,000 bonus in my Social Security or $6,000. Everyone like me should get the bonus. I have been on Social Security for 3 years, Steve. Well, Freedom, this particular one is only going to be going out to about 3 million people that were impacted by the WEP or the GPO. But this next one I'm going to be covering is supposed to go out to everybody if it is passed. And as I mentioned to you guys, we are actually being cited by news articles. You can see here, Fishback told Steve Ram, but let's take a look at this so that way you can get the latest coming out, what is being reported. This is from the exclusive interview that I had with Mr. Fishback. This one's from Newsweek, says Doge stimulus check update. The creator clarifies Social Security is eligible. So you are included in the Doge dividend checks of $5,000. The creator of the proposal to distribute $5,000 Doge dividend stimulus checks to American taxpayers has clarified eligibility for Social Security recipients, so you are included in the Doge dividend. Now, here's why it matters. The Department of Government Efficiency, known as Doge, is responsible for slashing the administration's operation costs and has dissected multiple federal agencies in an effort to shrink the size of the government. And we're hearing Social Security is a big one for this. James Fishback, CEO of Azoria investment firm, has proposed using government savings to send $5,000 checks to American taxpayers. Now, I get into the details of the amounts. He actually said it could be more. It could be less. It's going to be contingent upon and depend on the clawbacks that take place by Doge on federal government agencies. Depending on the clawbacks, the savings that take place will depend on the amount of the check. So he said he believes it potentially could be more than $5,000. Supported by President Donald Trump and his billionaire backer Elon Musk, the plan aims to share a portion of these savings, though it has not yet been finalized. So here's what to know. Amid rising questions about eligibility, the plan's architect, Mr. Fishback, recently addressed concerns regarding Social Security beneficiaries. A user on X, formerly Twitter, asked Mr. Fishback for clarification, writing, "You say a Doge refund check goes to every tax-paying household. What if my wife and I are both taxpayers filing a joint return and currently on Social Security? Would each of us receive a refund?" Fishback responded saying, "Under the proposal, your household would get a refund." This clarification indicates that the proposed $5,000 Doge stimulus would be issued per household rather than each individual taxpayer, including those receiving Social Security benefits as well. So if you're on Social Security, your household will receive a $5,000 Doge dividend check if they hit that goal of $2 trillion. Now, even if they don't hit that goal, let's just say they get halfway there. Let's say there's $1 trillion in savings. Well, it would be half of that $5,000, $2,500. Let's say that they get $4 trillion in savings, which is not realistic, I know, but I'm just giving examples. Then you would get a $10,000 Doge dividend refund check. It is contingent upon the amount of savings. Social Security benefits are not automatically tax-free, according to the IRS. If a taxpayer combined income, which includes Social Security, wages, and other income, exceeds certain thresholds, up to 85% of the Social Security benefits may be subject to federal income tax. This means some Social Security recipients do pay federal income tax and could qualify for the proposed Doge stimulus under Fishback's criteria. However, Fishback's comments suggest that eligibility depends on filing and paying federal income taxes rather than simply receiving Social Security benefits. And we clarified this on the podcast. I'm going to link it for you here in just a second. He said if you are collecting Social Security, you have paid into the system. He literally says you should be the first in line. You have paid into this for decades, and it is now time for you to receive the we apologize for the mismanagement from the federal government. He said Social Security will receive this. It is included in their proposal. So this is right now what they are suggesting. In addition to that, they said there is no requirement for income. So there was a rumor going around that you have to make at least $40,000 a year or something like that. He said that's false. No. Anybody that's working, they're actually considering, if you just join the workforce, they're considering this a Doge signing bonus. They just want to get people back to work, and those that have paid into this their entire lives, they want to give you a check as well. Rob Stoops, thank you for the $5 super chat. Okay, me and my wife and her father live in the same household. Does that mean only one $5,000 check? For the three of us, we're all taxpayers. It depends on how you file your taxes. So if you're all together claiming it as married and someone's claiming that person as a dependent, then that would be one check. If you're each filing your own taxes, I believe you would each get it. It depends on how you're filing. In my understanding, now this might be a question, maybe I could forward to Mr. Fishback, see if I could get more information and clarification and see where they're at currently with the proposal in Congress. Now, the idea is not official government policy yet, though Trump has expressed interest in it, the article says. Meanwhile, Fishback recently said anyone who files a federal income tax return and pays federal income taxes, they will qualify, as I just clarified for you, recalling from the interview that we had. He said, if you file a federal income tax return, if you pay federal income tax, which is to say that you worked, you would receive a Doge dividend check. That individual and their household, they would benefit from this payment. Mr. Fishback told the Steve Ram on his podcast. So super cool to see the podcast here, the channel getting mentioned in various news media outlets. It comes as the Doge payments face a potential setback as recent fiscal reports reveal that Musk's departments expect savings Expected savings, they have not yet materialized. Now, we're keeping an eye on it, and I will let you know. But as you can see, they're about, let's actually pull it up so I can recall here, 5% of the way to the $2 trillion goal, $115 billion in current savings. They're saying that's about $714 per taxpayer. Now, the DOGE stimulus initiative proposed allocating 20% of the department's savings to taxpayers and another 20% to reduce the national debt. The plan estimates that DOGE could save $2 trillion over 18 months, enabling $400 billion to be distributed to approximately 79 million taxpayers, equating to $5,000 checks per recipient. Now, however, the latest CBO data raises concerns about the feasibility of these savings. In the first 5 months of fiscal year 2025, the federal government borrowed $1.1 trillion, including $308 billion in the month of February alone. This ongoing borrowing trend casts doubt on the effectiveness of DOGE's cost-cutting measures and the likelihood of achieving the projected savings necessary to fund the stimulus payments. Now, just to clarify again, there is no official name. Right there it says stimulus payments, but as he mentioned on the podcast, they're not necessarily stimulating the economy, but they could be considered like the stimulus checks we saw before. But he said he doesn't think that this would stimulate inflation. This would be clawbacks of already allocated money, not new spending, that would just simply be redistributed from these federal agencies into the pockets of Americans to help them get by. Now, a new Quinnipiac University poll released on Thursday shows that the majority of voters believe DOGE's actions are harming the country. According to the poll, 54% of the voters think that Musk and DOGE are causing harm, while 40% believe they are helping. The poll also reveals a sharp partisan divide. 82% of Republicans say that they are helping the country, while 94% of Democrats believe they are causing harm. Man, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think that Doge and Elon Musk, Mr. Fishback, the Doge dividend checks, all the things that are taking place are helping or hurting the United States of America? If you think it is helping, put a 1. If you think it is hurting, put a 2. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And also, don't forget to hit that like button if you appreciate the updates. I see Don saying, thank you, Steve. You are very welcome. Now, reading on, it says what people are saying. Donald Trump said at an investment conference in Miami in February last month, there's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the Doge savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down the debt. Mr. James Fishback previously told Newsweek, long term, this will transform the economy into a lean, free market that allows anyone to work hard, earn a living, and pay taxes, knowing that they will be spent responsibly, honestly, and with maximum efficiency. It is unclear whether Fishback's proposal will become official government policy or when Americans might receive these checks. Now, to clarify on this article from Newsweek, Mr. Fishback said that this potentially would be going out in 2026, I believe he said, or when Doge finishes their cycle. So he was saying that maybe in the next year or so, I believe that it is on the actual Doge tracker, the amount of time they have to complete this, but they are wanting to pass it in the legislation in the reconciliation bill right now to be sent out later, is my understanding from that interview, that exclusive interview that I had with Mr. Fishback. And you can see here days remaining, 477. So that's at least a year away for distribution. But right now, they are currently working on it. The day that we had that interview, which was 2 days ago, Wednesday, March 12th, 2025, Mr. Fishback let me know. He said that they were actually in Congress that day. Members of his team had already left. We had the interview in Washington, D.C., and he was actually there advocating for the bill and was going to be talking to all members of Congress to push to get it included in the reconciliation bill. Now, we will see. But he said he believed there was a lot of support for it and that they were going to be able to get it done. And we will see, though, because this could be huge. This would essentially mean, if it's passed, that there could be up to, well, actually not up to, it could even go beyond a $5,000 Doge dividend refund check to those collecting Social Security, along with all individuals that are working in the United States, to each and every household member that is tax paying or collecting Social Security. Man, let me know your thoughts. Do you like the sound of that? If so, drop a 47 in the comments for the Trump administration, for Doge, for Mr. Fishback, Elon Musk, and for Doge dividend checks to go out. Now, if you don't like the sound of that, put no in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. But also, don't forget, take a second, hit that like button for me if you appreciate the updates. And I'm very glad to see Social Security not getting left behind. In that interview, I literally told him, I said, I've had so many people ask me on my channel about the Doge dividend check, saying, hey, I'm on Social Security. I've paid into the system my entire life. Now I'm not paying taxes. I'm not working. And now, am I going to get left behind in these checks? What's the deal with that? To which Mr. Fishback said, the good news is Social Security should be at the first, should be the first one in line to collect these checks. And he clarified Social Security, as we have written the proposal, is going to get a Doge dividend refund check. So very glad to be able to share that with you guys. And like I said, congratulations to those of you that are going to be getting that $6,000 check in the mail right now. We're hearing it's hitting bank accounts as we speak through the month of March. Started, they said, officially February. I think it was 25th of 2025. And so a lot of payments going out, a lot of changes happening to Social Security. And now as more is coming out, I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date, because we're hearing Social Security, it looks like it is coming to the forefront. In addition to that, we're hearing in the reconciliation bill, they're also proposing eliminating taxes on Social Security. So as the article had mentioned, those that collect Social Security, when you hit certain income thresholds, you suddenly have to pay 50% and in some cases 85% taxes on your Social Security as you receive it. Donald Trump is saying this is double taxation. We need to stop this. People have paid into the system their entire lives. Why are they being taxed again when they're pulling from the trust funds? They said this needs to stop. This is double taxation. Let them go ahead and get their full Social Security amount without any taxation whatsoever. And again, if you like the sound of that, drop a 47 and hit that like button. But we're hearing this is one of the top priorities that Donald Trump is suggesting be done coming up next for Social Security. So these are the top items that I'm going to be keeping my eye on for you guys. Double taxation being eliminated on Social Security, and $5,000 Doge dividend checks to all Social Security recipients. So as more information comes out, I will be sure to share here on the channel, let you guys know. And again, thank you so much for those of you that support the channel. And it was really cool to see that we're actually got news media outlets that are sourcing the podcast here as a result of the exclusive interview when the Doge team actually reached out to me on Tuesday. Initially, I didn't believe it. I thought it was a scam. I thought this, some scammer trying to sell me Bitcoin or something. I have no idea, but it turned out to be real, legit. And I feel really honored and blessed to be able to share this with you guys. Thank you to Mr. Fishback and his team and Doge for reaching out. And if we can do some more interviews or something, I would be happy to share as more info comes out. Though, regardless, I will be here on the channel, and I'll let you guys know the latest. Cite all the sources, put it on the screen, read right from it so you know exactly what is going on. And again, if you appreciate that, hit that like button, subscribe to stay up to date, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.